Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of 646, Season 2, Episode 10. I'm your host, Trevor Williams, giving you the 6 best games of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have, not the best track record of winning on this program. I know our overall record this season is not great. We're 27-27, 500. Like I keep making the same MLB baseball reference. If I was a batter and I got 500, I think I'll be a pretty good batter. Out of 2 pitches, I will at least hit 1. So that's a pretty good batting average, I would say. But, that means my last week's record was another 3 for 3 in pickings. And that also puts at my average, 3 wins every week to 3 losses every week. So we're pretty much averaging 500 across the board this season. Obviously, we would like to get more in the positive win direction and keep the losses to a minimum, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do our best to try to prevail in keeping the losses down on the lower end of things. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you the 6 games that I'm looking forward towards this week. And hopefully these games are more exciting than my current record is right now. So let's go down to business and starting off. Within the 6th slot, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Nets and 76ers tomorrow, March 10th. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on TNT. We got some good action between the Nets and the 76ers. Though there's some key players out, like Ben Simmons for the Brooklyn Nets, and LaMarcus Aldridge is also going to be out for the Nets. So 2 key factors for the Nets players being out. And looking at the losses, the Nets are on a 4-game losing streak compared to the 76ers. They have won 4 out of their last 5. So it's going to be very interesting from start to finish. ESPN, ladies and gentlemen, has a percentage of the 76ers winning with almost a 75% chance favorites to win this game. So I'm going to have to agree with ESPN on this one. High percentage on this one with a lot of key players out for the Nets. I'm going to have to go with the 76ers. But let's look at their records as well before, maybe you guys have a different selection on what you're looking at. But the Nets are 33-33, so they're just like me, sitting at 500 for their record. They're on the road. They are 20 for 25. And then for the 76ers, they are 40 for 24 with their overall record this year. And for a homestand, they're 19 for 13. So as you can see, the 76ers are doing well in the East, and the Nets are struggling for 500, like my record for 6 for 6, which, as you know, is 27 for 27. So I'm getting close to the NBA record right now, ladies and gentlemen. 6 games at a time in a week, so we'll get to the NBA records. And the question is, will we make the NBA, playoffs with our record at the end of this when the playoffs get underway? So we just stay tuned for that, and we'll see what happens. Next up, we got some MLS. We get some soccer. We got the Columbus Crew against Toronto FC Saturday, March 3rd at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific on ESPN Plus. We got some good matchup for y'all on that. The Crew is home for this game. It's a little bit chilly for me going out to this game. So as the weather gets warmer in Columbus, I will make more efforts to go out to, Clippers games and the Crew's soccer games. So, get some stuff out there in the sporting industry, get some pictures and post it on the MI6 Instagram and Twitter to, give you guys some different content and all that stuff. So we'll try to do that for you guys. When football season gets in, we'll get some pictures of Ohio State and go to, college basketball games next year coming around. So we'll get all that stuff built up for you guys and giving you some good Columbus content on MI6 right here on, the sports network for that. But, we got to look at the Crew's form record. They have won out of the last 5 games. They have won 4 and they have 1 tie. And Toronto FC right now has 3 draws in the last 5 games and 2 losses. But if you're looking at this overall total goals this season for the MLS season, the Columbus Crews was 7 compared to Toronto's 2. And goals against the Crew give up about 3 goals this season. And Toronto has given up 5. So as you can see, there's some difference here. And some assists. Crew puts up a lot of assists. They have 4 this season compared to Toronto's 2. But if you look at their track record and their overall history, you can see that the Crew has beat Toronto last time they met back in May. But out of the last, 3 other meetings when it was, I would say, played in Toronto, Toronto has able to beat the Crew. So hopefully, the Columbus Crew can get this nice streak going and go 2-0 in the next time that they play each other, which they play on the Saturday, the 12th. So you can catch this game on ESPN Plus. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, and I should say I'm picking the Crew to win up. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got some NHL. We got the Golden Knights and the Penguins Friday, March 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the NHL Network. We got some great hockey for all going on. A lot of key players missing out for both of these teams. A lot of day-to-day injury reserves for both of these squads. So it's going to be a very evenly match-paced game, but I think the Golden Knights are going to pull this one out just based off their record out of their last 5. They're on 2-game win streak, so they're going to try to build up to a 3. And the Penguins just came off of a 3-game win streak, but they lost on the 4th. So as you can see, there's going to be a lot of ramping up activity between these two squads to get a nice winning streak going for them. But I think I'm going to go with the Golden Knights to win this one, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we're going to go into the upper half of the bracket, into the top 3 games. We got some other stuff, and you may ask, why don't you have some college basketball hoops for the men and women? Well, they're in their college tournaments right now, so it's kind of hard to pick which games are going to be good because a lot of the brackets are still trying to, weed themselves out to see who's going to advance further. So it's kind of hard to build a 6-for-6 script when you have games to be determined at this point in time. So maybe once we get March Madness going, I'll have that lineup set up. Maybe I'll do a special edition, some of that stuff, and focus more on March Madness. Maybe we get 2 shows a week. Who knows? But we're going to sprinkle in some March Madness in the next coming weeks for sure, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, we're going to go on to the third game. We got the Bucks and Warriors, future potential NBA championship matchup, maybe depending on if the Golden State Warriors stay healthy. As you can see, Draymond Green is out, Andre Iguodala is out, Otto Porter Jr. is out, and Gary Payton II is also out for the Warriors. Compared to the Bucks, they're making Brooke Lopez and Garrison Allen is also out as well. But as you can see, the Golden State Warriors are injury riddled this time around. Not a lot going for them. They're on a 5-game losing streak out of the last 5 games, and the Bucks are on a 4-game win streak, and they won 4 out of their last 5. So as you can see, the Bucks are really building up this momentum. And I think with all the injury players being out for the Warriors, this is going to go for the Bucks. I don't think this is going to be too much of a struggle for them, but they're going to take care of business. But kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, they have the Warriors. ESPN has the Warriors to win this matchup. They have a 52% chance of winning it. But as you can see, with too many of these players being injured on the Warriors, I think this is going to go to the Bucks on this one. And I can give you guys the record for the Bucks. The Bucks are 41-25 with an 18-13 a road record, and then the Warriors are 43-22 with a 26-7 home stand. So as you can see, Warriors are good at home, but with a lot of these players being out, I don't think that's going to be a factor in this one. And this game is going to go to the Bucks. But you can catch this game Saturday, March 12th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on ABC. And I'm picking the Bucks to win this game. Next up, we're going to finish it out with some MLS, some Major League Soccer to cap us off for tonight's program. So we're going to go in the number 2 slot. We got FC Dallas versus National CS Saturday, March 12th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. A lot of the matchups, Nashville has been the better squad, has been beating Dallas, but I think Dallas is going to be able to turn around and get this win. So I'm going to pick Dallas on this one. But looking at their goals this season, goals against, Dallas is 2 compared to Nashville's 1. But total goals this season, Dallas is 1 and Nashville has 2. So it's going to be very evenly matched. I wouldn't be surprised this game came to a tie. But looking at the last 5 games that I guess fix that Dallas have played, they have only won 1. They have 2 draws and 2 losses. And if you look at Nashville, they have 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So as you can see, Nashville is a little bit of the better squad going into it. But I think Dallas is going to be able to snap this around and get a win, and I'm going to go with Dallas. They're hungry for a win. I think they're going to be able to take care of business in this one and be able to pull it out and win it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to our number 1 game. We got DC United versus Chicago Fire FC Saturday, March 12th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN+. Great matchup between these two squads. two teams that we're going to have a lot of good, interesting matchup in this MLS season, ladies and gentlemen. But going off the start, Chicago hasn't scored any goals this season. Their stats are pretty much nothing at this point. And DC United has 4 goals, and they have a goal difference of 4 right now. So they're doing on a good start. So you're going to hope to build this momentum into this game. And I think DC United is going to be able to find a way to pull this one out and make sure they get this easy dub on this one. I shouldn't say easy, but I think it's going to be very interesting on top of that. But also having all of these soccer games implemented into the 6-for-6 schedule that we have, we could see some draws coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Same with hockey, a lot of tie matchups. So we can, try to reduce the losses that we're having on this show, I should say, on this program. So we're going to see what we can do on that. Let's give a quick recap of what I got for picking. We'll conclude this program, and that'll be it for tonight's program. We'll get you on out of here so you can enjoy more college tournaments going on this week for men's and women's, and enjoying your evening in the world of sports. So let's go for a quick recap. So we got, in the 6th slot, we got the Nets versus the 76ers Thursday, which is tomorrow, March 10th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on TNT, and I have the 76ers winning this one. Next up, I got the Crew, the Columbus Crew, taking on Toronto FC Saturday, March 12th, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time on ESPN. I have the Columbus Crew taking care of this one and getting this nice victory on this one for their season. And the 4th slot, we have the Golden Knights versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Friday, March 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the NHL Network, and I have the Golden Knights winning this one. In the 3rd slot, we have the Bucks versus the Warriors, Saturday, March 12th, 8:38 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on ABC, and I have the Bucks winning this one. In the 2 slot, we have FC Dallas versus Nashville CS, Saturday, March 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPN Plus. And to cap off this week, ladies and gentlemen, we have DC United versus Chicago Fire FC, Saturday, March 12th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on ESPN Plus, and I have DC United winning this one. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you a quick recap of my current record overall this season. I'm 27-27, but we may see a potential tie pop up in here, having all these hockey games and Major League Soccer games loaded up in 6-for-6. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 1 or a 2 appear this week. If we don't have any, hey, kudos to us. We're doing well on that, or doing bad, depending if we get rack up more losses. But at the same time, we have to remind you guys my record last week was 3-for-3. Hopefully, we have another 5-for-1 on top of this, or a perfect 6-0, ladies and gentlemen. That would be perfect for us on this program. But that will do it for us tonight on tonight's program for 6-for-6. Thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you guys next time here on the MI6 Sports Network, and as well as 6-for-6. That'll do it for tonight's program. So long for now. Bye-bye.